Hey, welcome! If you're just dipping your toes into algebra, you have come to the perfect place. Today, we're going to build one of the most important foundations you'll ever need, mastering integers. I'm telling you, getting this right makes everything else that comes next feel so much easier. So let's jump in and build that foundation, one rule at a time.
And look, let's be real here. This is true for so many of us. If you've ever felt a little shaky, a little uncertain when a negative sign pops up in a problem, that is totally normal. It's a super common hurdle, but the good news is it's one we are about to clear together. So that's the real question, right? How do we fix that? Well, in this explainer, we're going to give you the exact tools you need to turn this tricky spot into a skill that's going to carry you through the rest of your algebra journey with, honestly, a ton of confidence. So where do we start? Well, we need a toolkit. And in the world of integers, our toolkit is just a simple, clear set of rules for handling all those pluses and minuses. Let's build it right now. First up, addition. And let's start with the easiest case. If the signs of the numbers you're adding are the same, so you've got two positives or two negatives, the rule is as straightforward as it gets. You just add the numbers like normal, and you keep whatever sign they both had. So, for instance, if you have -3 and you add -5, you can think of it like this. You take 3 steps backward, and then you take another 5 steps backward. Where are you now? You've gone 8 steps back in total, right? You just add 3 and 5 to get 8, and you keep that negative sign. Easy peasy.
Okay, so here's where it gets a little more interesting. What happens when the signs are different, like a negative number plus a positive one? Well, here's the rule. You actually subtract the smaller number from the larger one, and then you give the answer the sign of whichever number was bigger to begin with. And when I say bigger, I just mean the one that's further away from 0. Let's put that to the test. With -7 plus 4, first, we just find the difference between 7 and 4. That's 3. Then we ask, which number was further from 0? 7 or 4? Well, it's 7. And since that 7 started out as a negative, our answer has to be -3. Now for subtraction, and I need you to listen closely because this is the golden rule. This is the one trick that will make your life so much easier. Instead of even trying to subtract, we're just going to change the problem. The secret is to change the subtraction sign into an addition sign, and then just flip the sign of the very next number. This is the magic transformation. Anytime you see A minus B, you can just rewrite it as A plus -B. By doing this, you turn every single subtraction problem into an addition problem. And hey, you already know the rules for those. And now, finally, some great news. Multiplication and division. They share the exact same super simple rules. It goes like this. If the signs are the same, so a positive times a positive or a negative times a negative, the answer is always positive. And if the signs are different, one of each, the answer is always negative. That's it. That's the only thing you have to remember for both. All right, we have our toolkit of rules. It's all laid out. Now it's time to actually put them to work and see how this all plays out in practice. Okay, let's take -6 plus -9. First thing we do is look at the signs. Are they the same or are they different? Well, they're both negative, so they are the same. That tells us to use our first rule. Add the numbers, so 6 plus 9 is 15. And then keep that common sign. Boom, our final answer is -15. Now for this one, we see 4 minus -7. Ding, 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 subtraction. But we remember our golden rule, right? We change that subtraction to addition, and we flip the sign of the next number. So minus -7 just becomes plus +7. The problem is now just 4 plus 7, and that gives us 11.
Whew, okay, deep breath. Don't let this one scare you. I know it looks complicated, but it's just a mashup of all the simple rules we just learned. All we have to do is apply them in the right order. Let's break it down together step by step.
All right, following the good old order of operations, we have to start with that exponent. So -2 squared, that's -2 times -2, becomes a +4. Next up, multiplication. -3 times 5 gives us -15. Then we do the division. That +4 we just found divided by -1 gives us -4. And finally, we just add our two pieces together. -15 plus -4 equals our final answer, -19. See, every single step was just one of our simple rules.
Knowing the rules is one thing, but knowing where people usually mess up, that's like a superpower. So let's look at a couple of the most common traps so you can just sidestep them completely. Let's zero in on these. First, with subtraction, it is so tempting to see 5 minus -3 and just subtract. But remember our rule. Two negatives right next to each other like that turn into a big positive. And for multiplication, so many people think negative times a negative should stay negative. Nope. You have to burn this into your brain. Two negatives multiplied together always results in a positive. Getting these two right will save you so many headaches.
You might be thinking, okay, I get the rules, but for real, when am I ever going to use this stuff? And the answer is, actually, all the time. Let's look at a super simple real-world example you've probably already dealt with. Okay, picture this. Your bank account is overdrawn by $200. In the language of math, that means your balance is negative 200. This is a very real-life negative number we've all felt before. But then, good news. You deposit $150. That's a positive integer, a plus 150, being added to your account. So the big question is, what's your new balance? This whole situation is just a simple integer problem we now know how to solve. Negative 200 plus 150. So what do? The signs are different, right? So we find the difference between 200 and 150, which is 50, and since the bigger number, 200, was negative, your new balance is negative $50. You're still in the red. But now you understand the exact math behind it. This isn't just about abstract rules. It's the math of your money, of temperature changes, of going up and down in an elevator. It's everywhere.
And that is it. You now have the complete toolkit for handling any integer problem they can throw at you. You've officially turned what might have been a stumbling block into a confident first step into the world of algebra. So the only question left is, with this solid foundation under your feet, what problem are you going to go out and conquer next?